Albert, this may be your last chance. Will you listen to me, Albert? I'm serious. His going in the army is the best thing he could do. Now you're free to start to do what you wanted to. Albert, Albert, Albert. I remember how you told me I should trust you for a year. It would just be for a year, but it's 8 years, Albert. 8 long years, Albert.
Rosie, it takes time to build a business.
It was only a sideline, that's what you said. You just needed some money, that's what you said. You were going to college and get ahead. Instead of being a music business bum, you were going to NYU and become an English teacher.
Oh!
And furthermore, he wrote poetry. And in the 1954 yearbook under Albert Peterson's favorite piece of literature, do you know what it says? Little Women.
Oh, I'm ruined in show business.
An English teacher, an English teacher. If only you'd been an English teacher, we'd have a little apartment in Queens. You'd get a summer vacation, and then you'd know what life is. A man who's got his master's is really someone. How proud I'd be if you had become one. It could have been such a wonderful life. I could have been Mrs. Peterson, Mrs. Albert Peterson, Mrs. Phi Beta Kappa Peterson, the English teacher's wife. It was goodbye, Geoffrey Chaucer. Hello, William Morris. Goodbye, NYU. Hello, Almaylu. 'Cause when you wrote Conrad's first hit, Ugga Bugga Boo, then I knew that was it. You were through with English forever. An English teacher is really someone. How proud I'd be if you had become one. It could have been such a wonderful life. I could have been Mrs. Peterson, Mrs. Albert Peterson, Mrs. Phi Beta Kappa Peterson, the English teacher's wife.
Rose, I'll make a deal with you. Stay with me, help me get out of the red, and as soon as I've paid back Conrad's guarantee, I'll dissolve Almaylu and go back to the academic life.
Albert, you're on.
Of course, it may take a while, but by 1973 or 1974, at the latest, I'm sure we'll... What are you doing?
Something that's going to push the date up a few years. Pick a name.
Pick a name? What are you talking about?
All right, I'll do it for you. Oh, McAfee. Kim McAfee, President and Recording Secretary of the Conrad Birdie Fan Club number 2748 of Sweet Apple, Ohio. Hi, Mary. Would you get me Sweet Apple? The number is 58774844. And call me right back.
Now, wait a minute. Who's Kim, whatever her name is?
Kim McAfee, Albert, is what's going to send you back to college with the biggest hit song this business has ever seen. It's called One Last Kiss.
I've never heard of it.
You haven't written it yet, but when you do, and when that one last kiss comes from Conrad Birdie on his way into the big cold army for 2 long years, and when he gives that kiss to one of his fans, chosen at random from 1,200,000 hysterical teenagers, it'll make Mr. Birdie the hottest soldier since Joan of Arc.
I'm beginning to see it now. We cut the record here in New York.
Take that bongo-playing car thief to Sweet Apple.
Let him kiss the kid.
And release the record. Albert, you'll make enough money to stay in college for the rest of your life.
Oh, Rose, it's wonderful. And I promise you, just as this whole thing is settled, it'll just be the 2 of us, Rose, in perfect bliss. I'll get a job teaching English and... bliss. Bliss! Kiss! That rhymes. I wonder if anybody's ever used it in a song before. Oh, what difference does it make? It'll go perfect with the record. Oh, one last kiss, it gives me so much bliss. What is your dentifrice? No, that's too clinical.
An English teacher, someday he may be an English teacher. Hi, Mary. What's going on down there? Kim McAfee just got pinned to who? Oh, never mind. Keep trying and call me right back. Then we would have such a wonderful life. Then I might be Mrs. Peterson, Mrs. Albert Peterson, Mrs. Phi Beta Kappa Peterson.